You know, for a series based around chefs, around cooking, around creating fantastic meals, feeding up our colonists and giving them various buffs and debuffs, we don't seem to be doing very well in terms of feeding our colonists. Malnutrition seems to be rife. At the end of last episode, unfortunately, Anise did miscarry because of malnutrition. We've thankfully solved this issue and she's halfway through her second pregnancy, but who'd have thought it? Our biggest issue is food. For a colony of chefs? Kind of weird. Welcome. Hell's Kitchen, episode 3, and today we're going to be solving some of our issues. The various issues that have come as a result of making a colony based around colonists that eat a hell of a lot of food and are also not very good at growing a lot of food. So the plan generally for today is going to be doing the IG Legion room, solving out our food issues, and going from there and hopefully curing Pete's depression. Our 9-year-old child with not only a nice bout of depression. You know how it is. So if you enjoy any of today's episode, are excited to see the progression of Pete, the 9-year-old depressive drug maker, consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it. Now, to start with the IG Legion room, we kind of agreed last episode that it was going to be a fridge of some sorts. Now, I did want to do a lot of stone cutting beforehand so we could make it out of stone. Thought that made the most sense, but at the moment, whilst we only have 4 colonists and none of them are particularly good at much, I think we're just going to keep it as something wood. Now, a fridge, obviously, traditionally, it's kind of a square, really. You kind of only have square-shaped fridges, but squares are boring. We don't want squares. So I think we'll go for maybe a different shape. It's going to be the IG Legion room, ultimately, so it's going to be different anyway. Okay, so what I've decided for the IG Legion room is, as it is a freezer, we're going to have it as a doubled layers system. So we're going to have the inner circle be where the freezer actually is, and then we're going to have it as a walkway around it to try and keep it as energy efficient as possible so we're not losing cold air and getting warm air in. You know, the basic things for keeping food fresh. So it'll be a double layer system that you can access from all different sides. And then what we can do is build around this to have like the hotels and everything along the coast. We can have the farms and everything access from above and below. And then on this side here, we can have all like the other things to access it as well. I could probably then build off of this, get rid of the infirmary, get rid of the banana-shaped research area, that kind of thing. I think that's a good idea to start with anyway. And another thing that was brought up last episode was the fact that what happens if Branston or Anise dies. Now, if Branston dies, not necessarily the end of the colony, right? Pete can potentially breed with John, which doesn't sound very exciting, but there is potential for the continuation of the colony. If Anise dies, same again. John can potentially breed with Branston, and then it's just a bit weird. It was suggested in the comment section last episode, however, but what if we do some cloning? That will be a last resort kind of thing, and maybe if we can eventually get further into genetics, we can maybe clone Anise, maybe clone Branston, maybe clone John. I mean, it would be pretty interesting to have clones of John. Definitely would be great for building an army, that's for sure. And the previous research project has been complete. Don't remember what it is because we still don't get notifications. Nice. The next research project we've got, basic terrain, basic beverages or carvings. Yeah, basic beverages, some coffee and tea. Very nice. Ooh, and Anise has progressed from the 2nd to the 3rd trimester, and we now need to do some baby prep. Okay, that is no worries. Anise, you've collapsed as a result of being nearly pregnant. And food poisoning as well. What will last longer, the 3rd trimester or the food poisoning? I don't know, actually. You know what? I don't actually know, seeing as she gives birth at a higher rate. Oh, no. Trait. Depressive. Colonist John's constant stress has made their depression become permanent. Oh, John, please. I promise things will be fine. No commie chef, no chef de partie. I promise. I'm fixing things. I'm doing my best, all right? And another quest for the rundown laboratory. We're not going to be doing these ones because, as we realized last time, these are the ones that have got the genetic animals in, and I don't think they are worth it at all for us. However, a hunting site could be worth it, because not only will they have 97 light leather, they will also have the food that they hunted. We have 2, actually. We have one here with the gas gang, and one here from Hella. Both of them have got pemmican, and both of them have got heavy fur. I think we send John to go do one of these, honestly. Just straight away send John out to go do one. The food is going to be massive for us. It's going to be so important. Just send John to go get it. We're going to go do this one with the gas gang, because I definitely know that I'm hostile with them. And Berserk. Pete has decided to reach a breaking point, and white hot rage is consumed him. Pete is now Berserk. Fair enough. Alright, okay. Things aren't the best here. But the final straw is learning starved. Whoa. We have an academian within our realms. Pete the academian. Fair enough. You're angry because nobody's taught you anything. Don't kill your mother. Don't do that. Pete, don't stop attacking your pregnant mother. Please. Fuck's sake. Oh, death in 3 hours. Oh, no. We're also being raided as well. John, come home. John, come home. Okay, we're very lucky that I did... The ogre that is attacking is coming through this wall here, where I did put up a gate. So we have got a few extra seconds. Tribespeople have decided to kidnap who they can and leave. Branston, please go get your wife. Please go get your wife. This is so bad. Where's John? Where is John when we need her? Look how happy this guy is. The ogre is kidnapping Anise. Look how happy he is. He's also being stabbed repeatedly over and over again by an angry chef. He's enjoying this. This guy is. Crikey. There we go. Right. They're down. They're down. Perfect. Whew. Anise is fine. Just finish them off. Finish them off. Right. Branson, rescue your wife, and then we'll go from there. John, you can go back to go into the hunting site. Oh, this is a mess. This is a mess. Okay, caravan has arrived. John has arrived there. What are we looking at? Looks like there are people in trees, ogres in trees, and some strange hunters. This should be fine. John should be able to deal with this easy peasy. They do have bows and arrows, which, you know, is a slight inconvenience for John, but at the same time, John has lost his clothes. John has taken off her clothes to execute a goblin. That's just so dramatic. Perfect. And there we go. Both of them are dead. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's go through and see what loot they had here. Okay, they didn't have too much here. Just a load of Isaac Jorises in corpse form. Very nice. That is free food as far as I'm concerned. Some pemmican and heavy fur as well, which is very nice as well. They also have a solar panel that I can uninstall, which is very nice. And I will definitely be taking that with us because I haven't really built much power around the base. So as a result of John leaving the colony, we've now got every single colonist downed. Apart from John. Anise is down because her son beat her senseless and nearly killed her. Pete is down because he also got absolutely beaten up by his father. And Branston, the man, the myth, the legend, is now down with food poisoning. Things aren't going well around this colony. We need John to survive here. This is not a good family dynamic, is it? Pete is now, however, back up. And as you can tell by the big old splatter of blood on his face... yeah, he's still not very happy. He has lost his nose completely. We have a 9-year-old child with depression that doesn't... Oh, God. This is bad. So, I mean, how else can we make John happy? So, we're working on the IG Legend room over here. Okay, that's whatever. No sous chef, depressive. Okay, learning starved. So, how do we do that? I guess we need to build him a classroom, which is definitely not a bad idea, seeing as we will be having lots and lots of children. So let's build a classroom. I feel like a classroom would be very sort of basic. Square building, not much exciting things going on. And I think if I interlock it, like over here, with the next to the infirmary, that would make the most sense. And another raid, one after the other. And again, the ogre tribes are here, desperately knowing that John is here, taking refuge under the demons and wanting to claim her back. Really? Can you just not just like leave us alone, please? Once again, they're trying to come through the gate that's no longer here anymore. Way! So once again, I think this time it's Branston and Pete will be dealing with this ogre. So hopefully it shouldn't go too bad. The father and son duo. John has returned as well, which is very nice. Naked and afraid. Pete, can you execute? Yes, you can. Oh my god. No, you can. Oh no. Pete, just deal with the ogre. Okay. Pete has failed to deal with the ogre. But John has managed to do it anyway. John, rescue Pete. Perfect. Pete was very unfortunate and lost actually her leg and an arm. This is the most unlucky 9-year-old child in existence. Pete Czar is just being absolutely obliterated. Now we've given them a reason to be depressed. No nose, no left arm, and no left leg. Holy. And a quest has become available. The problem of Cucumber. A 6-year-old child named Cucumber is calling from nearby. She's begging to join you at the kitchen. There is some kind of threat that is following Cucumber, but she's unwilling to say what it is or what might follow. Oh, what? This is such a predicament. A 6-year-old child named Cucumber. We are playing as a group of chefs. Oh, no. It breaks the house rule. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cucumber. I can't save you. And Pete, the chef, is no longer incapable of walking. Oh, Pete. I do feel sorry for Pete, you know. I bigged them up as being this incredible demon that was going to be the protege of the colony and eventually just run everything. But at this rate, Pete's not running. Pete's not running anything. So in terms of the food issue, in order for us to solve that, we are kind of getting over that at the moment. A lot of the crops are coming into harvest, and it's nice to see so much variety. I think we're already starting to see the first buffs as a result of having a variety of food. No, we're not. No, we're not. Eating raw food. Really, guys? It's just a little bit of raw carrots and beetroot. Okay, well, when they start cooking meals with more variety, we will start to see the mood buffs as a result of that, which is going to be really nice. And when we start moving on to fine meals, they'll have more variety of foods, and it's going to be really good for them. And her niece is now in labor. Fantastic. Gather for childbirth. The doctor is John. Of course it is. Why am I not surprised? Pete will also participate as well. Childbirth has begun. John, our naked ogre, is the doctor. This doesn't seem right. That's not sure why that is, but hey, congratulations, guys. There we are. A healthy childbirth has been done. Wow. Perfect. Name the baby. Now, obviously, as we have gone through at the beginning, every single child will be named after a food of some sorts, which leads us to our next baby name being Spaghetti. The best name humanly possible. Their nickname is obviously going to be Spag, because I'm not saying Etty all the time. Spaghetti. What a fantastic girl. So amazing and wonderful. Genetically, obviously, is going to be the exact same as Anise. Very much the exact same, apart from having the painless genetic, which will eventually be passed down in the future. But yeah, there we go. We have our newborn baby. Eventually will be made into a slave, but at the moment has some form of free will. And Anise is no longer incapable of walking. You guys know exactly what that means. That means she is ready to have another baby. Anise, go to bed immediately with Branston. And once again, we have finished the previous research project, which was hot drinks, and now we can make batteries. Nice. Okay, so we now have another issue that's come from Anise having a child, which is absolutely perfect and fantastic, and it's brilliant for the colonists that means we're growing. Her fertility is at 5%, and I've got no idea why. Anise is 32 years old, and I don't think 32 is very old, and you definitely shouldn't be losing fertility at that age. There's no reason why she should have lost her fertility as well. Her genetics say that she is ever fertile, but why does she have such a bad amount of fertility? And a preteen beggar has appeared. A 9-year-old child, but the same age as Pete, has come in begging for 23 herbal medicine. And you know what? Anise is feeling kind. Anise has had a child of her own and feels like she should look after other children. Maybe we have a rule, because this is twice now where we could potentially have more child slaves. Maybe we have a rule where the fact that Anise has had children, we can also take in slave children rather than adults, so then we can at least then grow the colony that way. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Batteries have been complete. We now have xenofungus farming, which is very interesting. Multi-split air conditioning or permanent structures. None of these are particularly quite relevant at the moment because we just don't have the resources or anything else to do anything with them. So I'm actually going to take a pause on researching to get Branston and Anise to actually help out around the base. Ooh, and a growth moment for Pete. Pizza has reached the biological age of 10 and has experienced a growth moment. Wow, and he can now do doctoring, wardening. He can just do pretty much everything. How exciting. So he can either become heat intolerant or a dog person. Heat intolerant doesn't work because you're a demon. Dog person, sure. That sounds fantastic. Okay, so Pete unfortunately had gone berserk, and I got John to, you know, teach him a lesson. Pete has unfortunately lost his other arm. John, you didn't have to hit him that hard. So, Pete, I'm so sorry. This must be the most unlucky 9-year-old child you've ever seen. Depressed, no arms, one leg, no nose. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry, Pete. You were meant to be the protege of this colony. And now I don't even think that you're going to make it to be an adult. This is bad. So I can remedy his lost leg, and I can give him a peg leg. But at the moment, I haven't got anything to give him as an arm. So he's just going to have to kind of exist, you know? And we have now pretty much finished off the freezer, apart from actually filling it with freezing components. Surgery failed on Pete. We'll ignore that for the time being. So I'm going to work on the IG Religion stuff, and I think we're pretty much all we're going to do for the time being is put the things in it so we can do it, and that'll be about it. We should put down a ritual spot, and let's give out the rules. So, the head chef is obviously going to be Branston. Let's have the chef de partie side. That sounds a little bit more, you know, proper. That can be Anise. Perfect. So Anise will be the chef de partie. John isn't going to be given a kitchen role. That is going to be exclusively for people within Anise's bloodline. Perfect. So we still have 3 roles unfulfilled, but as soon as Pete is no longer crying about not having a leg, then he will be made the kitchen porter. Okay, so let's give the role to Pete now. So Pete, no roles available for Pete. Right, so Pete can't actually become the kitchen porter until he's an adult. So I guess we have until you become an adult to give you back your arms and legs. Oh, and he's got an infection as well. Oh, that's bad. Oh, and Pete, you are absolutely ruined, my friend. Jeez Louise. But anyway, I think we're going to call this episode here on that fantastic note of we've actually got the IG Religion stuff somewhat sorted and are somewhat fixing people's happiness. And already, we're going to start seeing the benefits of this with the fact that we'll have so many less -5 debuffs, which is going to be fantastic. So, unfortunately, this episode, we haven't made as much progress as I wanted to in terms of making babies. I would have hoped that Anissa would have been pregnant again, but the 5% fertility is very concerning. I don't know where that's come from, but that's okay, because it means I just get into the cloning and things like that. It's not a worry. I think we'll give it one more episode, and if Elise isn't pregnant again, then we will definitely go full swing into that. Otherwise, food's been going well. We've somewhat sorted out our food situation. It's just, unfortunately, everybody eats so much. I need to expand operations even further, and in order to do that, we need more people. So if you guys think that we should be starting to take in children regardless of the xenotype, let me know in the comments, and we can discuss it from there. The mod pack, I'll let you guys comment on this episode as well if you want to see any other mods in this. Otherwise, I will just finalize it and upload it. So if you have enjoyed today's episode, I'm excited to see whether or not we can fix Pete. Consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it. And next episode, we'll be dealing with a raid from the Ogre Tribes. Nice.